Welcome back to episode 2 of Erica B's TV. Once again, I am Erica B, and I'm first to starting a YouTube channel. So please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Tell me about your experiences. Give me some ideas on videos or things you might want me to talk about in a episode. But today, we will be, or I will be discussing with you all my journey or because you know how, when I first became a mom, baby number one. I'm not going to go through all the babies on this episode, but I will get to all the babies because totally different experience with each baby, totally different problems, totally different drama with each pregnancy. But with baby number one, my 9-year-old. Oh, child. So, at that moment in time, me and my mom, my ace don't call my spear fingers, OG, triple OG. We were going through some issues, some problems. So I end up moving in with my child's father. At the time, she was my child's father. And shortly after that, I found out that I was pregnant. I was only 19, still kind of in college, first of all. I was about to go to the military. Had my leave date, all my paperwork signed, everything. So it was real. I found out in November I was supposed to leave for the military the next February. So a few months, I found out I was pregnant. So of course, I couldn't go to the military. That was devastating because that was my plan. I had a plan. When you got a plan, you want to follow that plan. I had a plan. Having a baby wasn't in my plan, but I also wasn't doing what I needed to do to make sure I didn't have a baby. I didn't know anything at that time about ovulation, tracking your ovulation. I was taking birth control pills, but I was kind of house hopping at the time. Like I said, me and my mom were going through some things, and I didn't bring my birth control with me to my child's father's house. 2 weeks later, I was pregnant. So that's a lesson to the young people. Learn about ovulation. Learn about keeping up with your periods. When you ovulate, before, after, during, knowing when you ovulate. First of all, safe, protection, or don't do it at all until marriage, till you find your husband. I wish I had waited. But, I was young, dumb, things happen. My daughter is not a mistake. She's a blessing. She changed my life in a lot of ways. I had to grow up and get on my grown woman stuff real fast. Okay? So, anyway, found out I was pregnant. Baby's father I told him I was pregnant. Took a test for him because he didn't believe me. So I had to take a test for him. And, it only went downhill from there. Me and him started arguing a lot. He started wanting to put his hands on me a lot, pregnant and all. Yeah. You don't have to. One thing about that, no matter how much you love somebody, if they really and truly love you, baby, they wouldn't put their hands on you. They would not. They wouldn't even so much as call you out of your name unless that's just how y'all talk to each other, okay? Because some people have that kind of arrangement. But I'm not one of those. Not one of those. But a man shouldn't be putting his hands on you. You shouldn't be putting your hands on him, okay? Don't provoke a man. Because when they hit you back, then you're going to be looking stupid. Camera failed. Anyway, as I was saying, don't provoke a man, okay? But I never provoked him. He just, I don't know what was wrong with him, honestly. But anyway, like I was saying, man truly loves you. He would not put his hands on you. That's not love. That's toxic. That's domestic abuse. That's emotional abuse. Especially when he come back and oh baby, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. They always say that. And it always happen again. Whether it's months later, weeks later, days later, years later, it'll happen again. So don't fall for that. Don't let them make you feel bad about them putting their hands on you. It's not your fault. That's something they wanted to do. That's never your fault. Ever your fault. Okay? Because that's something that I used to struggle with all the time. He would make me feel so bad. Make me feel so bad. Like I was just the worst person in the world to deal with. Like it was my fault that he had to act out of his character. Out of his character. And put his hands on me because I made him do that. No. I had to wake up. So I finally, it was hard finding out I was pregnant. It was hard because like I said, I was in between jobs, job hopping. He didn't have a job. So I'm like, we're 19. What are we going to do with a child? How will we support a child? Where will we live with this child? It was a lot running through my mind. A whole lot running through my mind. I was not ready for motherhood. We were not ready to be parents. I'm like, I can't bring my child into this toxic environment. But, I chose to carry my child. I chose to be a mom. And that's what I did. And me and him split shortly. We split when I was about 9 months pregnant. So we were together on and off. We weren't together the whole time. We were together on and off because, we would get into it. He'll do this and I have to break up with him, get back with him. It was just a whole back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I got tired of it. I finally ended it with him when I was 9 months pregnant, and he told me that he cheated on me with 3 women in one weekend. The weekend is Saturday, Sunday. I don't even count Friday. Saturday and Sunday. So in 2 days, he cheated on me with 3 women. Y'all ponder y'all brains on that, because how? Why? But he came back and told me. He was very honest about it. I guess somehow he had some sort of conscience. And he started feeling bad about it. So he came back and apologized. Well, not apologized, but he told me about it. So it was, from then on out, my decision to stay or to go. Thank God I went. 9 months pregnant. About to have the baby. I went. We stayed apart, and I finally started going in labor. I did call him and let him know. I called his mom. I don't know what happened to his phone back then, but I called his mom and let her know that I was in labor and to get him to the hospital so he could be there when his child is born. I was gracious enough. Even all he had put me through, I let him be there to see his child coming into this world. That's something that I said I would never take away from a man. That moment of them seeing their child being birthed, being born. So he came. Me and him didn't really, baby, please. Me and him didn't really say any much to each other the whole time I was in labor, and I was in labor with her in the hospital. I was in labor for just a few hours. It went pretty fast once I actually got to the hospital. I was in labor for 2 days, but they told me I wasn't in labor. But I finally went to the hospital when I went to the doctor, and they checked me, and I was 3 centimeters. But once I got to the hospital that day, it went pretty fast. So it was only a few hours that I was actually in the hospital in labor. The other days, I labored at home. But it went pretty fast. He seen her being born. I don't think he got to cut her cord, because I think she had a bowel movement while coming out. I think. I got so many kids, honey. It's hard to remember which one I'm talking about. But he didn't. I don't think he got to cut her cord. But let me rewind. First off, we had to wait on him so that I can actually push her out. I was pushing, getting ready, pushing her down. But when it was time to actually push her out, he wasn't there. He had left. So Kyle went to play basketball. So I had to wait on him. Well, I didn't have to wait on him. I chose to wait on him because, like I said, I wouldn't want to take that moment away from my man. I chose to wait on him to push my baby out, and I should have never did that. But anyway, fast forward. The whole time I'm in the hospital, you be in the hospital typically 3 days, 2 nights. He was on the phone every night with God knows who, a different woman. And he wasn't helping me with the baby while I was in the hospital. So I told him, look, if you're not going to help me, if you're just going to sit on the phone with different women while I'm here and just had your child, you can go. And that's what he did. He made that choice to leave. And that was that. I called him to come do the birth certificate. He finally got up there to do the birth certificate. And that was that. In a nutshell. First time my pregnancy was ruined. My experience was ruined. It was not a good experience. Your child's father, that support, I'm going to say that support, whether or not you have that support, that can make or break your pregnancy. Like, that can make or break your experience. Yes, I was still happy. It was my first child. But I didn't have that support that I thought I should have, being that it was both of our first child. We were both young. I didn't have that, and it continued to be toxic. Him not doing much of anything, really not anything for my child, and she's 9 today. So that was my first time experiencing domestic violence, experiencing depression. Didn't really know what depression was back then. Emotional abuse, physical abuse, and it goes on. I have plenty of stories after my daughter was born of the continued emotional, physical abuse, even though we weren't even together. But I'll save that for another episode. But that concludes this episode, when I became a mom. 19 years old, Ladies, protect yourself. A man's not going to worry about who, what, when, where, and how. It's up to us to protect ourselves at all times. STDs are real. They're real. Pregnancy, getting pregnant is real. Nobody wants to be a young mom, but things happen. Thank God my mom was my rock after I had my baby. Most of my pregnancy, thank God, all of my pregnancy, thank God, my mom was my rock. You know, like I said, we weren't getting along at first, but once she found out I was pregnant, she was there. My mom was pregnant young. My mom had my brother at 15. 15. 15. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. No, I can't imagine. 15. But thank God, like myself, she had a strong support system, which was her mom, her sisters, her brothers. Thank God. Protect yourself, ladies. Protect yourselves, protect yourselves, protect yourselves. If a man loves you, he's not going to put his hands on you, honey. If he loves you, he's not going to beat you down to nothing, mentally or physically. If he loves you, he's not going to do that. They say love is blind, and it really is. Because I was blind. I ain't had no 2020. I was blind, okay? Love is blind. But it ain't enough love in the world to have to stay with somebody and be depressed, abused, whatever. Pick yourselves up. Encourage yourself. Tell yourself every day in the mirror, you are beautiful. You are worthy. You are deserving of a man who's not going to put his hands on you, who loves you, who truly loves you, and would do anything for you, who will treat you like the queen that you are. You deserve that. We all do. Black, white, whatever. You deserve that. Don't put your hands on him, though. No matter how mad he make you. Unless you defending yourself, don't put your hands on him first, okay? That's a no-no. You don't do that. Leave before you do that. Go. Be gone before you do that. Because you don't want him to have to defend himself. Because that's going to end all bad, okay? But moral of the story, like I said, protect yourselves, ladies. Don't let nobody put their hands on you. Read, Satan, get thee behind me, okay? Put God first, most of all. Thank y'all for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Like I said, this was season 1, episode 2, Erica B's TV. I will see y'all in the next video. Be blessed, stay up, period.